Ah! By the Kami! Your Lord Ian! Leave me! Leave me, I beg of you. Say nothing of this. I was never here.
There you are.
Lady Yugiri, Lord Gosetsu, forgive me my abrupt disappearance.
You have your reasons, I am sure. Will you not share them?
I was her master when she was yet a courtesan.
By the Kami.
She worked in my establishment. Her father was a regular client of mine. One day, quite without preamble, he offered to sell her to me. Yeah, she may be no maiden, he said, but she has some use left in her. He sold her short. When I first beheld her, I was struck by her beauty. And yet, behind her eyes there was an emptiness. It was as if she had given up on life. She seemed more a doll than a woman. It was no profession for her, but I knew she would be popular, and so it proved. Men flocked to drown themselves in that cold, bottomless gaze. The rest you know. She became an Imperial informant, and for her loyal service won the office of acting Viceroy.
While you came to serve the Liberation Front.
'Tis said that the atrocities Yotsuyu committed were driven by vengeance. If so, I bear part of the blame for creating the monster she became. Joining the front was meant to be my atonement. But the truth is, I am a coward, whose only thought was to escape her wrath. Then as now.
I see. Then I shall recommend that you be assigned to a new post. I trust you have no objections, you, Giddy?
None. It would not do to leave Yotsuyu in his care.
I am in your debt.
Who is it that you seek to protect, Kosetsu? Idle musings. Pray, pay me no mind.
Hi, Rector. Not sure why that guy ran away. He didn't run very far, but... all he had to do was explain. It's not his fault. Oh, right. It's below us. Hmm. Oh. Yes. Yes, the Wooloo. Oh yeah, we did that fire lava instance last night. And you will never guess what the final boss was. If I can find it. Okay. So, there's the final boss. Wouldn't really expect that from like the lava instance, right? You know, giant turtle, like Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. Okay, fine. But then, after you beat it, it turns into this. I was like, what? It's just like wiggling around. And then an entire council of like baby animals appear. I was just like, what the heck? It was amazing. I was like, what is happening in this game? So I had to share that. I was like, that's crazy. I just had no idea. We went from lava instance to old turtle to baby animals. I was like, what a turn. I had no idea. We were joking, we were like, oh, Ragtrim is the best part of the expansion so far. All the baby animals. So this instance is like the culmination of the last bit of the story we've been doing with the baby animals. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. What the heck? Okay, I'm probably gonna die. It's gonna be great.
There is no turning back!
I'm really hoping everything's just like self-explanatory here.
Steel yourself!
Darn it. I was trying to target somebody to jump to them, and I could not target them. There's gotta be a better way. Oh my.
Twofold is my wrath, twice cast my foes!
Not sure how that guy got his rune back before I got my rune back, but okay. I have absolutely no clue what's going on.
nation trembles before my might. Behold, fury given forth.
This feels so over the top.
My wrath is a ceaseless torrent.
This feels like Saturday morning anime. What is happening? Oh. Oh, we can move during this part. Oh god. Legit thought it was like a weird cutscene or something. See a magic tiger man, I guess. This game is so over the top sometimes.
To ashes with you.
Oh, okay, okay.
Impressive. Very well, I shall bring all to bear.
Look at that baseline. Almost has like a Persona
Lightning sear.
like kind of feel to it. Okay.
Tempest surge.
Oh my. Don't know what I need to do. Oh my god.
Lightning sear. Steel yourself. You're mine.
Oh my god.
Tempest surge.
I'm not sure how you're supposed to cast in the middle of all this when your cast time is like 3 seconds per cast. Yikers.
You are stronger than I dared hope. Tempest surge.
What is this tiger fever dream going on? Back to normal. If we can call that normal. Wow, that was a thing. You did it. I guess so. That was... A, I didn't realize he was going to be the raid boss when we started this. And then B, whatever he turned into, that was, I man tiger is the only way I can really like quantify that. Surprised I didn't die though. Almost did, like 3 times, but okay, so he's lonely. This is a side story from the main storyline, so don't worry. Where? Oh no. Hmm. Talking Tiger's giving us his life story. I know. At least he's not giving us his life story after, you know, we've like defeated him and after he's done like a bunch of terrible things. He's like, no, wait, don't kill me yet. This is my life story. Because that would never happen in this game. Never been here when it's been a dust storm. There's not enough dust here to make a dust storm. Like, where is this coming from? Can you have a dust storm in a grassy plain? How does it happen? Final Fantasy, your weather. What's going on? Ah, Mountain Doom. This all started because we started on the Mountain Doom storyline, and now we're headed back. It seems so innocent, and then it turned into a let's fight a giant tiger man. At least the story's not nearly as infuriating as the main storyline, so I'll take it. I can't remember my sick computer. You know, it's a bigger zone than you think it is. It's not the right button. There we go. With like a silly, nonsensical story over whatever the main story was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's at least this isn't like the story, you know. It's just a story, right? Is this ready to go? Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure. Take a silly, nonsensical over... Oh, wait, that's the main story, too. I mean, they're both silly, nonsensical, I agree. But, you know, at the same time, this one's allowed to be this way. So here's a little dude. But they're all over the place. This little... He's got a little leaf on his head. This one said that it could kill us 4 or 5 times before we even hit the ground. It's like, but they're gonna spare us. I'm like, okay. So they're not what meets the eye. This is the best area, I know, right? Whatever they're doing, I don't know. Maintenance of the wards. Well, I suppose no baby tiger. That's okay. Oh, and the panda. Also, a little otter dude over here. Oh, maze. Let's see. Interesting. You'll take back every bad thing you said about this game? I mean, we're getting quite the laundry list here now. Like, it's quite a bit. All right, on with the main story. They said there's some sort of like Imperial airship or something that's coming through here. I assume it would have to be because of Tsuyu, like showing her face somewhere, so gotta go take care of it, I guess. Let's see. Wow, the rain stopped. There it be. Rotors and all.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Dorman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
In actuality, they were just having a barbecue. Like, oh, this means something to you people. Whoops. We had no intention of signaling. We're just having lunch.
Well, that we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sus Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
Ahi
He's
Ahi
heir to the Naiuri clan,
Brutus.
and Yotsuyu's stepbrother.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady. It is true, the former acting viceroy is my sister, yet bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it. I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, His Radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice. To negotiate peace with Dorma.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
Yeah, we don't know. To be determined. Oh, the rain came back. I'm sorry, Ahi Ahi. Our weather's a bit temperamental. Seems like it only lets up during our cutscenes. But that's dynamic weather for you. Haha. I don't know. Aesthetically, I just don't like these ships. They're way too pointy and angular and just kind of dumb looking. I don't know. I'm sure the design team went through a lot of work to make this a reality. It's just not my jam. Nor is the big ship. They just look really dumb. Oh, it's specifically raining right there. What the heck? Just one giant rain cloud over that part of the bay. Great, love it. But yeah, they call it like Magitech or whatever. They had Magitech gates, apparently same technology or something. These don't look out of place. They're pointy, but I can buy that it like generates a shield or something between the points, sure. But the ships just don't look right. Well, don't be shy. Let's do this thing. Oh wow, the boat grew a sail. Oh, is this the place we fought through that one time? Whatever mission that was? That's kind of cool. They are actually rebuilding it, like, in real time with the story. Okay. If this truly is the same place, yeah, I like the attention to detail there. It's nice. Okay, it is the same place. He's talking about what they've done. guess I need to attune to this stuff now. I should have picked this up earlier. I just didn't know. Forgot I can mount, I just can't fly. I will say this town's very pretty looking. Big fan of it, how it's like nestled into the mountain area. Very pretty. There's a garden area over here and everything. Like, yeah. I'm liking it. All right, let's see what this Joker wants. Well, they traveled here fast. We got two other randos in here, like Ponytail guy and Wolf guy. What are you doing here?
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Dorma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace.
That's my man.
Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend. Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgians' practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning. And it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Kojin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed, many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear. Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe, and I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
Agreed.
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
How topical.
Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting Viceroy.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Okay. This is a brain scratcher. By all means. Not really sure how I feel about this. Wasn't really wanting to have more quality time with this guy, but okay, sure. Let's... Where am I? That's not creepy at night.
Get back! I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble.
Not the NPC guy.
Are you all right?
Hi.
I just charged in with my bow.
What do they want with you?
Yuki, and you lot too. I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we. Away with you!
It is nothing. Leave this to me.
So we just went on like a little field trip with the Ahi guy. And then we stumbled upon the bow NPC guy in the orange from earlier. The one that likes to charge into places with a bow and arrow. And these red Kojin were attacking him. And we don't know why. They didn't seem very interested in talking. So now we're defending him. Yeah, before that we were just like talking about the area, I guess, that we've liberated. And how peaceful and pretty it is. Which it is.
Taste my steel! That seems to be the last of them.
I'm sure he has a name like Joe or something. I forget, but yeah, him.
You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
Thank you, sir.
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Thank goodness we arrived when we did.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
The Empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances. You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
I feel like as long as like Xenos or Xenos Senior is in charge, nothing's really going to change, unfortunately. And considering that it's like an empire ruled by an emperor, it really comes down to like what that one guy really wants, you know? So, just not seeing it.
Never? I wonder, would you have said the same of Ishgard? Believe what you will, but I assure you, the Empire can change.
Maybe if you were the Emperor. The issue is that, like, okay, so this guy could have some kind of ruse going on, and he's just playing a long game. Or the guy is super genuine, and he's like the black sheep. But then his own country could be the ones to turn on him because he's not following like what they would want, you know? So as good as intentions would be, I don't think he's enough on his own to have his country to be like, oh yeah, that's the change we want to see, you know? I don't know. If you didn't sound like you were trying to be evil on purpose, people would trust you. And see, like, he said, like, oh yeah, there's like a subsect of the people in his country that don't agree. He never said like how like populated that subsect is. Is it like 80% of the country that comprises of the whatever they were called, versus the ones he's talking about? Or is it like a small, like, you know, 10%, 15% bit? And even then, of that population, how much of them are in positions of power? You know? So you might have, oh, well, it's only like a small portion of the population that believes this way, but they're the ones that make all the rules. It's like, doesn't really matter then, does it? So, I don't know. This guy could have the most pure of intentions, but he has absolutely no way of enacting change in his own country. Just, it's flimsy. It's flimsy. And they want us to give over Yatsuyu, which, you know, granted, like, either stepsister or sister, I forget exactly the relation, but not to sound callous, but we're getting a bunch of nameless whatevers from them for her, and it just feels like they're trying to get at something here, something she knows. Or if it's something like tied to like her like DNA or something weird like that they like need her for, not necessarily what she knows. I don't know. Maybe she's like a sleeper agent. They get her and they say, like, you know, like the reset phrase or something, and then she like pops back into life again. Oh, boat. And second thought, if we never like admitted to having her, which he unfortunately by omission essentially said, yeah, we got her in custody. But if he never admitted to that and we just killed her, I feel like it'd be a lot less messy. But would this game like allow us to kill somebody, you know? Like, it's weird that he knew I don't know, if you draw some lines and be like, okay, you had whatever sect of the Empire that came and tried to do it because they saw someone that looked like her, you know? And then there could be a report that said that we showed up and thwarted them. It wouldn't take too much to be like, well, clearly they have the person that at least looks like her, even if it's not her. If there was any kind of intelligence that way. So I don't know. It's not too much of a stretch for him to have thought that. But I don't know. The issue is that we can't even ask him why he wants her. Because he'd be like, oh, well, it's just my sister. Like, okay. Sure. They never found her body, so I assume prisoner. Maybe. I feel like the smarter way for him to have handled that in that room would have just been like, no, like we don't have her. It's like she died in the tower collapse like a couple weeks ago. Like that's we don't have her. And your information's like wrong. That was just some villager in the village that you thought looked like her, but it wasn't. But he essentially just was like, by not denying it, he was just like, yeah, we have her. So unfortunately, it now just takes that off the table. It could have been handled a little better, I feel like. But well, I don't know. Out of all the decisions that I've made so far in this game, that is not the worst one. It's not a great one, but it's not the... There have been far worse. I think they've come to a conclusion. Apparently they had to speak in here because they're so smart. Politically savvy? Just gotta be careful with words sometimes, you know? A tour of Yangsha. Oh yeah, it was super relaxing until we just beat up some Red Kojin, so... I feel like the Red Kojin thing is related to the whole Empire thing. It's gotta be. There's no way that that's unrelated. It's presented that it is unrelated. There's no way that it's unrelated. Yeah, I still don't think he can be trusted. A past mistake.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company. The world has not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river. Yet here you are, the living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
You ask that I show mercy.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami? If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Guardians shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough. Did Gosetsu not seem strange to you? His sympathy for Yotsuyu apart, I know his powers of endurance only too well, but after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade. Though I suppose if he and Yotsuyu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it. It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
Like, it's a way to have her exit the story without having to kill her. But it also opens up loose ends. If somehow she just, like, I don't know, happens to regain her memory. If she has indeed truly lost it. Part 2. Commence.
My apologies. Our deliberations took longer than expected.
Think nothing of it. The time afforded me the opportunity to go on a rather rousing excursion through Yansha. You have reached a decision then?
We are willing to cooperate with you in combating the Icon threat, and also in the exchange of prisoners. Assuming you accept our conditions, of course. As you know, your sister is in our care. Due to certain complications, however, we are hesitant to release her into your custody.
Complications?
She was inside Doma Castle when it collapsed. Though she survived, she remembers nothing of her past life, not even her name. To clarify, she is in our care not as a prisoner, but as a vulnerable citizen of Doma.
Are you saying you refuse to release her?
Not at all. If her memory returns before the appointed hour.
And if not, what exactly? You will accommodate her here in Doma?
Well, I sincerely doubt she will be of any great strategic value to the Empire. She spends her days daydreaming of Dango.
Dango? How dreadful. Very well. In light of our recent misstep in Sakazuki, it seems only fair that I show you the same understanding you have shown us. Though I do have one small request. Regardless of Yotsuyu's value to the Empire, she is yet my sister. Before I leave, might you permit me to speak with her in private?
Of course. Perhaps you could even bring her a plate of dango. She would be most pleased. Yugiri will see you to her chambers.
I don't know about this. Oh, I don't know about this. Dude, you need to have like an armed battalion outside that door. Has he not been gone over long? How long's it been? Like an hour? 2 days? So he's still doing the prisoner exchange without even getting the one he wants. He's legit for now. Here's the thing too, like if he like somehow, if she was a sleeper agent and he imparted some kind of like wisdom or something like that, we know from prior experience she's not a very good fighter. She's not dangerous in that aspect. But if she's able to like, I don't know, like feed information like a spy from the inside or something, that could be an issue. So she needs to be like not near any inner circle stuff at all. Like ever. I don't know. I don't know what he said to her in private. Because that could be... it's like I said earlier, it's a complication. It's a complication that wouldn't be there if she had just died. The fact that he's still willing to go through with the trade, regardless of the outcome with her, he does get good points for that. So he could be genuine. Really hard to say. His dumb ship. His little chicken legs.
I wish you a safe journey.
Yeah, get back to your barbecue ship.
This has been a most enjoyable visit. I look forward to our next meeting.
I don't.
Maxima, would you take the others and see that all is ready for our departure? I simply cannot leave without first giving thanks to the Warrior of Light for accompanying me through Yansha.
I'm right here.
Mark me, savior of the savages. There will be a reckoning.
No, you can't see. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. Wow.
Nowhere left to run, traitor!
Ignorant savages! Killing us will avail you naught. For every Imperial you cut down, 1,000 more will come. Abandon this foolish endeavor and surrender. You may yet serve our righteous cause.
How dare you speak of righteousness? You who forsook kith and kin to serve conquerors! Be glad I grant you this mercy. What in the...
Oh, spaghetti boy.
Reinforcements? No, just one! Cut him down!
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
This one is promising. Who remains to offer us resistance?
A host of rebels led by Lord Cayenne hold the enclave across the river.
Lord Cayenne.
The king of the former king of Dorma, sir. They say he is one of the greatest swordsmen alive.
Is that what they say?
Who was that?
Surely you jest. That was Xenos Galvus, legatus of the 12th, the Crown Bloody Prince. I heard he was strong, but that was frightening.
That was Lord Xenos. Everything you are, your power, even your face, it vexes me. Go on. Lash out like the beast you are at an emissary and jeopardize the newfound peace between Dorma and the Empire. My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance.
I mean, you're talking to the guy that has a ninja at his disposal, so just watch your back.
I will cherish this moment, lock it away within my heart, until the day we meet again.
I think we should just send him a private letter saying we killed his sister, even though we didn't. This dude has the most punchable face. Well, he does. I feel like we called that he was a bad egg from the start.
You look troubled, my friend. Was it something he said?
I mean, how did you guys not hear that? Are you guys deaf? It was just us and him on the beach. You guys could have been preoccupied with anything else.
Memories to witness.
I had my doubts about him, but I would never have guessed he was a disciple of Xenos.
How could you not have guessed that?
My lord.
They were alive at the same time.
Calm yourself, Ugidi. I set no store by him or his enlightened brethren. But if by treating with them there is even the faintest hope, we might secure the return of our conscripted brothers and sisters, I must play this game. After the way I risked their lives in the rebellion, I owe them that much.
My lord, you bear no blame for their fate.
If not blame, then responsibility. They were prisoners, and still I chose to fight, knowing they could be executed in retaliation. But now we have a chance to bring them home. If it means bargaining with a monster, so be it.
My lord.
Besides, I think he likes me, which is more than some can say.
It's because he's just not jealous of you. I helped kill his daddy, you know, or his hypothetical daddy, so, you know, me and my furry friends, we took down that dragon. Not a big deal. Around the man who slew his lord. We de-daddied him. We did though. Be like, yeah, and you know, Daddy Spaghetti Hair Xenos, yeah, he took his own life, you know. He chickened out at the end. Just letting you know. So that's your if you're looking up to this guy, I don't think he's the best role model for a number of reasons. But, you know, you can hate me. I don't think you should, but you know. Well. I find interesting too, he did not want to pursue getting Yotsuyu back. Clearly it was all about what she knew. Unless she's a sleeper agent. That's still on the table. But if she truly is not, then it was just about what she knew. Is this how you do it? Yes. I was like, how do you travel? goofiest looking mount. I love it. No brain cells, no worries. I suppose. I swear if there's like a storyline where she gets like, I don't know, we get attacked and she gets taken somehow. It's like, okay, there's no way that she had memory loss if she's somehow important again. Ah, John Lennon. You're in quite the predicament. You think so? On the day of the prisoner exchange. Who are we exchanging? I'm confused what this stuff is. Oh, okay. Didn't know I can open this. Well, hopefully this has something I can use. I can't use anything? None of these classes mean anything to me. Sure, pick that up. I don't know. Ah, more story exposition. What a jerk.
Can you truly remember nothing? Nothing at all?
Were we friends?
Yes. We were good friends, you and I. In fact, I've brought you a gift. I pray that one day soon, as you gaze into that mirror, you will remember the woman staring back at you.
It's so pretty. Who are you? Who are you?
How are you feeling, my lord?
Fine, now leave me.
No. What? So the rumor's true. Are you kidding me? Is this the most frustrating expansion story I have ever played? You know, you spend hours, you beat the boss, you do the things, like, you lost an ally, but you win the day. And then in the post-story, they're like, actually, we're just gonna strike through the last, like, 10 pages of that story. That didn't matter at all. Who wrote this? This is terrible. Oh my god. I like giving stories a bit of like a benefit of the doubt here. This is infuriating after a while to try to play through. Oh my god. Ugh. And like, I didn't want to lose Gosetsu, but you know what? Sometimes the story just calls for someone to die, and he was at a good spot where, like, you know, if it had to happen, it had to happen, you know, and it's okay. He's like one of the few characters with a good head on his shoulders, but you know, like, whatever. He gave his life for a good cause, and like, it's undone. Like, this is all setting up to be really, really terrible for our main cast. Also, I don't understand how Xenos lived. Like, that's not explained at all. He's just back. This feels like Star Wars Episode 9, where just Palpatine just returns somehow. I just need to travel back to the stupid tent with what's-her-face in it and just do a quick little fire explosion. Call it a day. We're done. The end. And if Gosetsu's in there, so be it, you know? At that point, he's just collateral. Where am I going? Oh, we're way out there. Oh, we are going to them. Oh, good. Oh my god. I know I didn't stream it. The Heavensward post story like strengthened what happened before, and it just like tied up more loose ends, and just like, you know, a couple other complications were kind of like addressed, and we did it, and big epic battle happened. It was really cool. I don't know what the heck they're trying to prove. Are they trying to do like the whole like rug pull, like, ha, we gotcha? Because it doesn't feel like that. It feels stupid. Like on the highest level. And surely there's more than one writer, right? Like they must have, well, maybe there is just a writer. It's dumb enough, maybe it is. I was hoping maybe like they had like a team of writers, but at the same time, then they all would have had to have agreed like, yes, this is what we want. So for their sake, I hope it was just a single writer that was just, you know, on some sort of trip. Just like, yeah, this is an amazing story. I can't imagine everyone in this game, before they get ready for a raid, like they had to get through this story. I can't imagine that. I'd be like, yeah, excited for this expansion's raids? Yeah, this story was something. Where do we go from here? And like, I'm not saying every WoW expansion is just like knocked it out of the park, story after story, you know? There's been some weak points or some lulls or whatever, you know? It wasn't this though. Like, even at the end with like the whole Sylvanas thing and how like she's essentially having to like pay reparations for all the terrible stuff she's done in the Shadowlands. And so her soul's just sort of like trapped there for however long the story deems it. But, you know, that's... at least it made sense. Like, imagine if it took freaking Varian, he dies, like, oh my god, big pivotal moment for Anduin and all these characters and stuff, and they're like, psych, he's not dead. Like, think about how much that would undermine the story. It's literally what's sort of happening right now. Varian was secretly alive, and we saw the cinematic. It's like, oh no, he's super dead.
Open wide now.
Yeah, no, yeah. That cinematic essentially was just like giant explosion. There's no way.
Pleased to you. I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself. I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth. A
persimmon?
Nay, pay me no mind. I am full. Besides, we have guests.
I swear, persimmon's a trigger word for her.
We are not interrupting your meal.
The
We had
sleeper
heard you
agent.
confined
I
to bed
swear.
and thought you might welcome some visitors.
Confined to... A gross exaggeration. A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps, but with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
If we were able to call this before it happened,
Take off your clothes.
Gosetsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
Alice.
My lady, I assure you, this is not.
I didn't know it was this kind of stream. 1 second, changing the title.
Them. We need to wash you. You stink. What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
Bullet wounds.
A life of battle will leave its mark upon a man.
Complications, loose
Is
ends.
something wrong, Tsuyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
But leave me be, woman. I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
They do not make a convincing pair. Do not kid yourself. I don't like this. They're just all like an hour ago we're all like, oh no, can she be trusted? And they're like, oh yeah, she's cool. No. Like, I've had a couple days to think on this too. Like, no, there's no way. Nope. No, no. She's possibly ran away. And now she's off the island. These people are so incredibly stupid. Wow, that is terrible. Who could have seen this coming? It's like we were saying, oh yeah, we should keep a watch on her. And then something like, oh, I guess she's just, you know, as dumb as they come. We won't keep a watch on her. Then she disappears. Like... we have no way of to know where she's headed. We could check with the local dango vendor. It's hard to have sympathy for this story when they continually make really stupid decisions. Her steps did not seem certain. I'm feeling pretty certain that we just should have nuked her. If she actually got all the way over here, she would have had to swim across this. Maybe he gave her like a meeting point, like travel here. Well, there's the hat. That is indeed the hat. Sparing because she's basically a trauma patient's one thing, but leaving her alone with her brother and leaving her alone, period. People literally ask for the bad things to happen to them. I know. It's yes. Here's her hat. That's anything. Oh, if the villagers recognize her, it won't end well. Maybe they'll kill her for us. We just can't stomach the fact of doing that, apparently. God.
Greetings. Might I have one of your... Wait! Please! I only wanted a persimmon.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
She's back from the dead to seek her revenge!
Wolf guy has no chill.
It can't be. She couldn't have survived.
Surprise, surprise. Everyone did.
What did I do?
As if you don't know!
Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
My lord, forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead.
I too was surprised to learn of her survival. More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsugu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
Lies! Lies! My lord, she would say anything to escape punishment!
What does it matter? We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice! I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
What I saw then, it's all true. I I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're sorry? And what? We're supposed to forgive you?
Here, there's no need to cry. Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times.
Except for a
Rest
half hour
assured
ago.
that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands and suffer her to live, for now.
Please, Issei.
All right. I'll keep my peace. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely gotta turn it out worse. The fact that she was innocently looking for a persimmon? Okay. I was thinking earlier too, when she was being recognized in the village, I'm like, we haven't even given her like the courtesy of like giving her a different haircut or something, just to like, if you're trying to integrate her back in with a different name and everything, like, at least try. Sup.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival. You have our people aboard the airship?
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the self-same spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Indeed. Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look well.
Of all the people.
Is something wrong, dear sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient.
That
You
face.
needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma. Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
We continue with the exchange as planned, then.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
I like how they all know right now. Oh, there's more. No, 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 bring it up now. This is how bad things happen. So like the idea of playing her having to pay penance for past life. She barely remembers, but everyone's still remembering. I see. Yeah, they shouldn't be leaving her alone.
My lord, come in, come in.
It's a dumb idea.
When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me. She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents. A misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her senses. It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
I like this Asahi less and less.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
There was one other detail at the meeting which caught my attention. I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder.
Out with it, brother. You fear they might contain bombs or war machines?
If the ambassador wanted me dead, he has had ample opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord! Forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone!
I swear. Are you kidding me?
Gone?
I beg your pardon, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
I can't.
No, the responsibility
I can't.
is mine.
This game.
I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties. Might I call upon your assistance?
I don't know. What the heck?
Help! Help! Help me!
The post story has had so many flashbacks. So many flashbacks.
only I hadn't remembered. He should hate me. But I will not suffer his kindness. Not after what I did to him.
Who's there?
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out here in the dark?
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu! A font of misery! You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh, no. You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure. We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine. I don't deserve this.
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament. You've kept your looks, at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugane and start a new business.
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes, this is how it always was. How it was meant to be. Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it. To the very depths I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? Who taught me the truth of this miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies. And it begins with you!
Yotsuyu! What?
Well done, dear sister. Did I not say you would come back to us?
Brother dearest, What a surprise. You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me? To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed. But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
Please. I don't want to die.
Any sign of her?
This is the sign.
What happened here?
What happened here was that we didn't have
I knew what would happen
guards.
if she recovered. And still, I did nothing. You say she left with her brother? Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives.
And the exchange, by the way.
This is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
You like the idea that they put on the table. You think this is a neat direction for the story, and then they just go about it telling it in the dumbest way. Why is the war criminal left alone at all? Ever. I know. Oh my. I feel like just calling it here and just digesting whatever the heck just happened. Ugh. I was kind of hoping we could get through this over the weekend, but the story just kept making that not happen. For all the weird twists and turns that it just took, I don't know. Back through BC. We can at least port there. How did we get here? Stupidity. Having the power to change things and then not. The pirates. Yeah, something bad is about to happen. Something terribly bad. And on top of everything else, if you think about just like the state of the board right now, they've got Xenos back, which we don't know yet, apparently, but he's back. I don't know in what condition, but he's back. And Yatsuya is back as well. So that's not good. And on top of everything else, all we got back was a samurai that is in no condition to fight. So, I don't know. Not a great state of affairs right now. So, anyways, I don't know. We shall see where this ends up going. I'm not quite sure how long this post story is supposed to go for. I really don't want to like look because I don't want to like get spoilered at what the heck's supposed to happen, but this has not gone the way that I thought it would at all. Which is fine, you know. It's not like my expectations always have to be met, but the way that it's being told right now is very strange. Yeah, I don't know. This week, I don't know when I will be able to stream this. I might fit in just like random days during the week because I really want to get this post story finished before the next Warcraft raid, Amudra comes out. So hopefully I can try to wrap this up some point this week because, yeah. But have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Glad we got through a large chunk of the story again tonight. So, have a good one.